Hello and welcome back into the second map we head, and it is going to be Team Singularity trying to fight back after a disappointing affair on Nuke. It's Forza with the 1-0 lead, and it's Forza's map pick as well of Mirage. We did see Team Singularity yesterday able to close out in overtime against Vizsla, and this was the Vizsla map pick, but Forza seeming to be a different kind of beast today for Team Singularity to try and deal with. We'll see if they have what it takes, as it is going to be a Singularity side on the defense. Larson, a quick opening shot there with the USP, hoping to find a little bit more as he's gotten his team the advantage. Forza, though, they've gotten the A site. Remoy has a kit, so Team Singularity, they can afford to let the bomb goes down. They have 5 seconds extra they can play with, and somehow Almazer, I was about to say, gets away from that position, but he doesn't in the end. It's going to be Remoy who finds the shot. Larson's going to get caught and pinched towards mid. But as Singularity, they've worked their way in towards the site. Forza now just having to play after plant. And oh no, a team kill coming through from SMF. He had such a strong start on Nuke. They're going to try and knife Remoy in the smoke as he tries to defuse with the kit. And it just about comes through the knife. So a little bit of extra pocket change for Jerry there. But it is, more importantly, the round for Forza. And initially, a 5-on-3 situation for Singularity. It all just crumbles, though, as they're able to cut off Larson from the rest of his team. That's at least one of those kills going back in Forza's favor. And then a team kill as well coming through. Didn't help out the affair. But more spy for Singularity, hoping to make amends for this. 3 Deagles. Not a FAMAS, an MP9 and a Scout. See what they can do is Norton receiving a little bit of pressure towards that B site. Does have SMF for support. Also, they were control of mid. Utility that holds Singularity back from trying to find any intel. Looks like they'll regroup and make an approach towards that A site. "35 seconds on the clock." Utility, second set of utility rather, now starts coming through. And Remoy up close with the MP9 might be able to bag himself a couple of kills here. Together with Larson, they get a triplet. Remoy's able to upgrade his weapon. Time starting to run a little bit slow here, or low rather, as it's 15 seconds on the clock. Jerry does dart back to pick up that bomb. But they need to try and get it down. Flit, luckily, just in the nick of time, catches Iceberg, who could have denied that bomb plant. And that would have been huge. And now Flit's going to go on a bit of a tear. Finds a second kill for himself and leads it all up towards Norton and Remoy, rather. Who's now left all on his lonesome. And Flit, oh my lord, 4 kills for him. He just completely took that round by the balls and pulled it into Forza's court. A Singularity, they found 3 opening kills. Remoy maybe could have stuck around a little longer towards ramp. Might have been worth it. Possibly could have denied the plant from his position. Might have made things a bit more difficult for Forza there. But he took his choice of wrapping around through the palace. Maybe hope that Forza might be a little bit slower, then he might be able to get a stronger position before they went for the bomb plant. Or his teammates might be able to swing in and find more damage from the unknown positions that were in. An Iceberg, he almost had the chance there. He almost got it. But Flit there just in the nick of time as Iceberg started pushing over the stairs. Try and find that player planting the bomb. Singularity, they concede. They'll just go with a few P250s and a Deagle. Norton with the Zeus yet again. Gonna be over towards short with that one. He's gonna peek in towards mid. Aggression. That's not gonna work out for anything so far. Singularity, they're finding all the frags. Sorry, Forza finding all the frags. Singularity finding no frags. It's 3-0 start for Forza. Jerry not amused by the Zeus. But Singularity, the Danes, they will get themselves the full buy through, and they'll hope to fight back quickly here. But Forze can get too far ahead. A little bit of initial damage done. Onto Flit as they take aggressive control towards mid. You get 2 players down deep, and they might actually go for a boost in towards the window. So this is a shot. Flit is just going to frag out from his position. The boost up works out wonders. He's able to recover the AWP as well that was in Larsen's hands. And this round is looking all Forze. It's going to be 4 on the board as the A site secured. It's not an SMF to save their weapons towards that B site, hoping he can hold on to these guns. Forze are already looking a little bit inquisitive. And he's not going to be able to save his gun. It's all up towards SMF to try and hold on to things. And, well, there's 1 kill for him, looking for more. He can't keep himself alive, and nothing saved for Singularity. Only a single kill found for them as well. Singularity's side left on just a bit of a min buy. A few deagles coming through as CZ. Forze might just be able to really rocket themselves into an early lead that might prove insurmountable for Singularity, honestly. If they can get a few more rounds here, Forze, it's going to be looking so difficult for the Team Singularity side. He does tap away the first iceberg at least. Makes impact with that deagle. SMF might find something towards mid as well. He does damage towards Jerry, hoping to find the kill, but the AK is backing up to get a better position. Jerry now starts to frag out. Can't deal with iceberg. Alongside Norton are the last 2 survivors for the Singularity side. A bit of a communication issue there as Kenzie fires on in a Molotov towards Dark, of which Flit has already cleared by going down the ladder. So, a little bit awkward. Iceberg does pick off Kenzie though. By the stairs, they find that frag, and they're both going to go in through the window and actually wrap all the way around through CT. I'm not sure if Forze will expect this position, and Norton, he's just left with a deagle still. Iceberg's already found 3 kills in this round. Daughter now starts to think about CT, and he spots out the first. That's Norton, who's just with a deagle. Neither of them hit the shots, and, well, till Norton finds Flit. It's a bit of a stalemate, and almost with the deagle, Norton does it. But Zorte is quick enough with his own deagle. Finds both of those frags. Secures Forze a 5th, but decent, very good damage, in fact, found by Singularity. 4 kills come through, all in all. But it's the rounds that are lacking right now, and Singularity, they need to pick some up here. 5-0 start for Forze, double ups for Singularity. Iceberg lucky to only be chipped down by 15 there, or thereabouts. Jerry not going to fare so lucky himself, as Norton has picked him off with an aggressive peek on that second off towards the apartments. So Forze, they're left down a man early on. This is exactly the opportunity that Singularity needed. Now they just need to convert off the back of this, and with 3 players towards this A site for Singularity, this looks like a pretty strong setup. It's Larsen close towards a ramp with that AWP, has Remoy for a bit of support. Iceberg further back towards the jungle, just going to be making sure nobody progresses through connector to flank them. Looks like a 2-2 split will come through, and actually Remoy, he tries to play for a bit of intel towards the ramp, not entirely needed, and he gets punished for it. Iceberg, can he find anything? And his teammate towards the site has fallen as well. Iceberg, he's only managing 1. So quickly And pretty ruthlessly, Forza, they've managed to find themselves in the advantage after a one-man deficit. SMF, that's a huge kill to find. That at least ties things up into a 2-on-2. But this bomb can get planted towards the A site. Zorte will do the deed. And that Molotov towards CT will lock off that position for the time being. Allow Zorte to focus on other angles. It's SMF and Notten. A kill apiece to try and find a couple more. You can see he's located in towards default. Notten will switch over towards the AK-47. A strong nade does damage, followed up by the headshot by Notten, but Zorte quick on the reply. It's now SMF against Zorte, who needs to find the frags, but can Zorte take him down with the AWP? He runs into the crosshair, and it is going to be Forza up to 6, fighting back despite the opening kill from Team Singularity. And so the Danes, they will be calling for a pause off the back of that. They're left with about $34 to $4,000. So if they take a bit of a min buy here, they can buy up in the next round. They've got max loss bonus. You're better off not force investing or force buying into this round. You're better off sort of just saving about 2K per player. Get a very solid buy going into that next round. And try and fight back from there, but it is surely going to be 7 for the Forza side. That much looks written on the cards already. Ooh. Nice shot from Notten there. Takes Almazer out the equation early. It does spot out the player towards the palace, so there's a bit of intel for the Russian side. They know at least that there's a player deep in towards the palace, and they can make sure they clear that one out properly. Need to be careful. They don't let much more slip from this round because a kill already going Singularity's way. We want to try and close this one down cleanly, keep 4 players alive. The bare minimum we want alive in a round like this is probably 3, just to keep your economy in a good position. Utility usage is good from Forze. It's forcing these Singularity players out of their desired positions. Larson, he's low on HP, is trying to defend this B site with his teammate, but right now Notten has fallen. Larson quickly follows suit. The flank from Iceberg might be able to find damage here. I'm just not sure whether he's been heard. Definitely hasn't. Does find the kill on towards Flit. So a 2-on-3. Remoy, he's over towards CT though still. And Iceberg, I think he'll probably just try and keep hold of this AK-47 as he backs away. Remoy hoping to find something for himself, perhaps. Could potentially wrap through underground to the apartments and find that dropped weapon. Would be a bit of a long trek and probably a little bit dangerous, but it would be a pretty good opportunity for a gun. Instead, he's going to play things pretty safe here. Hopes that somebody will peek him from short. But, no such luck, and for the Forza side, 7 on the board as it was prophesized does come true. But Singularity, they get the double ults through yet again. They'll get guns around it. Iceberg, obviously, with that saved AK, will hope to do some damage. But Notten, he found the opening kill in that in the prior gun round they had. I'm sure Singularity will be hoping for more of the same here, but this time they do need to try and collect the round off the back of it, because Forza, another win here in this round, surely is just gonna, well, it'll put them up to 9 essentially. As Singularity, unless they save weapons, won't be able to go for the rebuy. Looks like Forza might try something quick towards its A site though, with just a single man over towards the B site. That is Almazer on a bit of a lurk. The rest of his team looking to burst out of Palace and Ramp. Hope to overwhelm that A site. Well, it didn't even really need any utility. at all. Remo has just been dry peaked by Kenzie, taken down. At least Iceberg has found a trade towards mid. That's the rotation, the rotation killer, rather, taken out. As Zorte, he looks for more damage. Larson, who almost gets found. He's just about evacuates through the smoke. 36 HP for him, and it's left in a 4-on-4. Iceberg's position here might be nice for a kill onto Flit. And it is going to be capitalized upon that. Kenzie, he needs to be careful as well. He's got players that are going to be approaching him from both sides. And with Notton's ult finding shots as well, that's the Zorte ult removed from the equation. Kenzie has single bullet, deals with Larson, and he suddenly flicks, realizes the potential of a player pushing from jungle, but SMF is going to be the one to take him down instead. And now it's all left on to Jerry, who can only manage one, as it's going to be the bomb getting defused for Team Singularity. It's actually a 10-second defuse. Iceberg, he had a kit, but they should have it just in time here, Singularity. Just about get it done. As we'll save the double ops and finally pokes around on the board, but not the easiest round coming through there for Singularity. The initial kill going Forze's way, but the follow-up goes well, and they finally get themselves on the board. If they can bring a few more rounds together here, that would be nicely. Oh, but that would be nice for them, rather. Struggling with my words right now, but hopefully you get the gist of it. That's Forza. Complete opposite setup to the previous round. This time they're looking very aggressive towards being underpass right now, with just Jerry over towards the palace, having a bit of a lurk on there. Larson, he stood inside the Molotov, only just gets away. He times it actually to perfection. We're getting out of that one. 4 HP left for him, and with the AWP, he can still find damage just like that. Kenzie caught out, not expecting that peak. Nade as well might do damage onto Flit a little bit, but with the M4s and Singularity's buy here, a little bit of damage, just the 13 onto Flit there, might enable an M4 to get a one shot to the head there. Usually not able to do so. Usually about 90 damage that the M4s deal. In the 4-on-5 Forza, they look to hit this B site instead. Is that a flashbang in towards a ladder room? Because that was pretty sick, actually, from Forza. I don't think I've seen that one before. At least not taken note of it before. Not in with the AWP towards the B site. Should be able to lock down any push from short here, and he does do so onto Almaza pretty effectively. And with Iceberg aggressively towards the ramp, that's the bomb dropped as well. 15 seconds on the clock, that's the round done. Forza have no way of winning this one. They just need to save their weapons. A perfect round, almost, from Singularity. I guess you could maybe say a little bit of damage done to Singularity, but all 5 players alive. The damage doesn't matter, really, as you go into the next round, so who cares? Damage doesn't win games, kills do. Singularity, they're the ones who find the kills that matter in that one, as they post a second on the board. Actually, for Forza, those saved weapons going to be a big factor for them. They managed to get one other AK up alongside the saved AWP and AK, a MAC-10, a Deagle. Not really much to work with, but it's looking like the B site is going to be under a bit of threat here, as Kenzie with the MAC-10 hoping for an opening frag. Instead, he is the opening frag. He's been served up to Notan on a platter, and now Forza, they're trying to go in towards this B site, but there's just smokes everywhere, and eventually they'll find their way through. Almost has gotten his way over towards the van, and Notan, he's going to try and back away, but the MAC-10 is going to find damage, and 2 quick kills come through. It's only good enough for a 3-on-3, as Almaza, he's left on 12 HP. But this retake needs to come through for the Danish side. Utility from Iceberg signals his position over towards the apartments, and with Almaza low on HP, Iceberg can finish off that kill, but Remoy, he's been caught out elsewhere, and that nade just a little bit too late from Larson. He's left himself in a 1-on-1. Flit towards the bench. He's going to reposition himself. Larson might not realize this, but I'm not sure if he just spotted out the leg there of Flit, who's going to be dancing around this pillar, and somehow they elude each other. Larson is going to make steps, and oh, Larson! Does he have just enough time? I think he has this. Somehow the no-scope will win it out for Singularity there in the one-on-one. And I thought for sure that Forze were going to be winning that one out. But Singularity, give Larson a bit of a pat on the back for that shot, because that was impressive. And now, 3 on the board, 3 in a row for Singularity. Forza with that bomb plant, though, they get themselves a pretty strong buy. And actually, Kenzie with a Mac 10. That's a choice that he's gone for in this round. Alongside those AKs, it's going to be fast in towards B again. Or at least aggressively in towards B. As all 5 players stacked up in towards the apartments. And I'm assuming Kenzie is going to be a bit of fodder for this Forza side. In first, hope to maybe cause some carnage. It worked last time, but be it once it was dropped to a different player. As Kenzie, he's already deep in towards the site. SMF has no idea. He's caught throwing the utility. And Notton, though, he's in towards the bench, and he's been able to find a couple kills. Keep this round alive for Singularity. Even if he goes down, which he does, it is a 3-on-3. And all 3 of these Singularity players need to get themselves in towards this site. Nobody coming from the apartments this time. All of them coming through market. And Zorte, he's going to get splashed, but it's not going to affect him. And quick as you like, the round is sorted. Zorte and Flip, they find a killer piece. And, I mean, Forza, they failed last time in their B hit. This time it works out wonderfully for them. Team Singularity struggling to get rounds on the board. They found a few in a row. Obviously, a couple clutches coming through for them. Not really how you want to be sustaining rounds. Singularity. Larson with the AWP. Saved from the previous round. It'll be just pistols alongside him. I'm surprised Larson hasn't dropped anything from his teammates there. Anything more than pistols, that is. Kenzie, he's right next to the AWP and just jumps across, finds a frag, and actually going to pick up the AWP into his own hands. And they're going to go aggressive in towards his B site yet again. Or at least fake that they are. The initial opening kill is actually enough for them here, Forza. They're going to just back off this one. Frag towards connector could come through for Remoy, but oh no. Flit has all of the intel. He has the kill in the palm of his hands here. And he's just going to buy time, wait for his teammates to get a little bit closer before he gets this frag. And there it is. Now he's going to look towards a site for more, but Iceberg will cut him down at just the 1. Notton caught from the window, and with that nade towards the site, finishing off Iceberg. SMF is left all in his own sim. Can put in a frag for himself, and that's an AK he can recover. And no armor for him. Means that this save is going to be pretty difficult if he gets into a prolonged fight. It's going to be, let me say, not ideal. And neither is that either. Almasa just takes his head clean off. A free haircut for SMF, but 9-3 on the scoreboard. Singularity will try and get a couple more before this half comes to a close. I think 5 will be the bare minimum for them. Even then, that's not great considering it's a CT side. You definitely want to be getting all of the available rounds at this point. Even, yeah. Iceberg tagged up as well by the AWP. He's on 6 HP. That's not fun. That is not how you want to be starting a round whatsoever. And now Singularity, they're going to be tested towards the A site. A few rounds towards B. And now the A site is what it do be. Jerry just spots out Iceberg. Gets the timing on the frag as well. That's opened up connector for Forza to utilize. But Jerry, the only player right now in towards mid, he's just going to back off and regroup with his teammates. Just the possibility of his presence there is enough for Singularity to pay attention to that position. Remoy's going to go aggressive towards Palace, though, and that is a nice bit of control gained as he finds the kill onto Flip. That's going to bait in SMF as well as they start to rack up frags towards his A side, the Singularity side. But now Kenzie, he's going to start pushing in, looking for frags himself. He'll only be cut short at 1 as it's Zorte on his own against 2. 35 seconds to play with. He has the bomb and he has 100 HP. SMF low on HP himself. Zorte's actually going to switch over to the Krieg that was dropped by his teammate. 20 seconds on the clock. He needs to act faster. There's no chance of him going towards the B side. That Molotov, though, makes SMF in a very difficult position. Not in there for assistance. They do secure the round. 4 on the board. They double peek him. They get the kill. Zorte just had no chance to win that one. Unless the Molotov burned out SMF. But it didn't. And Singularity, they find a 4th. 2 more rounds to play for in this half. Forze, they've reached the end of their economy here. I mean, a couple of players, they have about $1,000 in reserve, but with Cherry just on a deagle, it is a compromise buy. Let's see if we can do anything with it, though. And still, with these AKs, they can hit some 6 shots, and that Molotov makes life a bit more difficult for Forze. It sort of cuts out the timing of their push, as long with the smoke towards the ramp. Forze are just actually going to push through it once the Molotov fades, and Remoy, he gets picked off towards the Palace balcony. So an early kill for Forze enables them a lot of control. Iceberg, he's caught rotating, he's caught reloading, and now Singularity are left 2 players down. They need to retake this site, but Almaza going to put a stop to the initial push. Notton, he's made at least some inroads. But with Larson on his own against 3, 2 kills were not going to cut it from that position. And I think Larson in this situation, he's just going to try and save this AWP. Maybe sticks around here to pick off a player crossing. But yeah, Forze going to find 10 on the board, and there's only going to be 1 round left to play for. And if you look at the Singularity economy, they have a bit of loss bonus, but they don't really have cash. There'll be 1,900 coming into their accounts, Team Singularity. Not even that much of a loss bonus, so this is difficult now. You're obviously going to go for as much of a force buy as you can. Play around this AWP. Hope that it finds something spectacular for you. It's going to be 3 Deagles and a FAMAS alongside that AWP. That's really not fun coming into this last round where Forze have pretty much everything they need. The only concession, I guess you could say, is a lack of an AWP. Zorte is left on just a Krieg, but he'll just be a bit of a zoom banger instead. See what Forze are going to elect to do in this round. They've got early presence towards A yet again. The bomb, however, that's not committed. That's currently going to be rotating over towards the B site. Rejoin with Zorte. As Singularity, they look for a bit of early info towards a ramp. They don't spot anything, but it's Kenzie who was up on top along that sort of balcony by the ramp position, and well, Forze, they're making noise towards this A site. It's all going to be a bit of a ruse as the Remoy, he gets an opening kill. Iceberg will collect onto another, so a couple of kills found for Singularity, but again, this is just a fake and Notton. He's left solo towards this B site. He'll be hearing these steps, seeing them pushing him. He needs to find something. Oh, that was actually SMF who found the kill. I thought that was a god tier shot. Doesn't matter, I guess, in the end, who collects the kills. It's Jerry left on his own against 4. And with the bomb down in CT control, little opportunity for him to find anything from this round now. He's going to use most of his time rotating over, or he would have done if Larson wasn't watching for him with it up. It is going to be at least a 5th for Singularity there. We'll have a short break here before we get into the second half. And Singularity, they sit themselves on the T side now, while Forze, they'll be on the defense heading into the second half. And the pistol round means a lot for Singularity. We've seen some impressive plays, mostly on the CT side from these Singularity players. Actually, in fact, scratch that. Both sides, I guess. Singularity have been pretty impressive on with pistols lately. SMF especially alongside Norton, they've had some simply superb showings on the pistols. 4 kills coming through plenty of times from some of their plays, bailing them out of difficult situations and just locking down rounds. But we'll see what comes of this. It is going to be a bit of utility for Singularity alongside a P250 for Larson. He'll be wielding a smoke and a flashbang alongside it. SMF is smoking a molly for him. While Forze, they'll just have Blitz on a kit and a smoke for the rest of the team with the Kevlar. And very aggressive from Singularity. They're just going to be rolling all the way up through connector. Kenzie. Oh dear, Kenzie. He's just completely derailed any chance for Singularity. This round, he tapped down 2 through a smoke, finds a 3rd as they emerge. And that is 11 for Forze. There's not really any chance bounce back from that. They find a couple kills, but apart from that, a done deal from Forze as we head into the next round, 11 to 5. It's 5 deals for Singularity. And again, they found kills with these sorts of weapons, these sorts of buys. But with the rifles towards mid, not really going to be many inroads for them there. But Norton, okay. A kill for him. A 4-on-4. A lot of damage done, though, to both him and Larson. Leaves them on a combined 15 HP between the two of them. And that weapon can't be recovered either. Not yet, as Forze still have it in their sights. Iceberg is just trying to create a bit of space towards B, and it has actually pulled a rotation over. That single smoke, it diverts Almaz's gaze towards the apartments and pulls Flit from CT over in that direction. And again, a 1-for-1 trade. Zorte finds one with the scout, but Remoy's there to get a return. But it's now just him and Iceberg. They actually have themselves a 2-on-2. Remoy caught out towards Jungle. And Zorta just shooting through the smoke. Collect the headshot on towards Iceberg. So 12 to 5. They find a few kills, Singularity, which I mean at least keeps the economy low on the Forza side, or at least in a stable position where they're not going to be able to get loads of cash behind them. But yeah, it's still 12 on the board and still a 7-round lead for Forza, and it's still not a buy for Singularity in this one. It's just pistols for them once again. But once again, they're finding damage and not. And oh, 2 nice shots come through for him. But now the day of reckoning comes as Almaza swings in with the AUG, finds himself a triplet, and prevents the round from getting too out of hand there. But 2 kills again. I mean, again, 3 players surviving. It was 2 surviving in the previous round for Forza. It's 3 is enough to keep the economy in a stable position for Forza. And that does allow them a full gun round coming through, but Singularity's guns as well here. An aggression up mid. Let's see if Singularity get caught off by this, but it looks like they had a suspicion. And they do just fade away, not going to give anything up initially. Forza, they have to back down. They can't stick around in that position for too long, as Singularity could have easily punished them for that. This round it's Zorte who finds the opening kill. The AWP finds off its shot. Flit looking for more towards underground. Almost gets 2 from that position, but we'll have to make do with just the one. Kenzie's nearby, though, to ensure that the deed is done. And it's now just Larson and Remoy, a 2-on-4, as Forze inch closer to 15, surely. Although Remoy, okay, earning a bit of space for Singularity. The A site was largely abandoned by Forze. I guess you could call it free real estate. But the bomb taking a long time to rotate in. That's Larson. With that on his back, the AWP in his hands. Look at Almaz's position as well. He's got him around the back, and he can deny this bomb plant. One single bullet fired. It's now up to Remoy, who can't do anything himself to try and recover the situation. It's 14 on the board. There's a chance there for the Singularity side. If Larson was a little bit quicker rotating over, potential for them to get that bomb planted and maybe set themselves up in some decent post-plant positions. By the time it took Almaz out, he was able to scooch his way on by. And now Singularity, they're left limited utility, 4 8Ks and a Galil. Hoping to find some sort of miracle in this round. He's just going to spray through the smoke, and oh no, it's an absolute massacre in mid. The bomb dropped. Iceberg, the last player alive. He's found a kill towards B, but what does that matter when the bomb is firmly in CT control and you're the last player alive, hoping to try and take down 4. You spot it out, you tag down, and you're taken down. As Flit, he'll get himself a 3rd in the round. And it is now 15-5. Match point for Forze. They look to close this one down. It's 3 AKs, 2 Deagles for Singularity. They have a bit of utility at least this time they can work with, but Forze are looking so pinpoint right now. Might not matter. The A site looks to be where Forze, or where Singularity rather, hope to push, and an opening kill for Iceberg does at least set up Singularity side for a 6, but Flit's not going to let it get too out of hand there. He'll trade things back into a 4-on-4, even if it's just for a brief moment, with the rest of these Singularity players pushing further in towards the site as much as they can manage. But Remoy, he's caught on the ladder, looking for more space. Flit on the site is just finding frag after frag, somehow still alive. USP in hand, he goes for even more. Maybe should have bided this time a little bit more, maybe get that reload through with help from his teammates to cover. But the bomb dropped in the side. It is going to be Singularity who have to push forward in a 2-on-2. Almaz, he'll push through the smoke for 2 himself, and that's the round done. It's the game done, and it is Forze securing themselves a 4th win in ESEA Premier. Unfortunately for Singularity, they'll have to reside on 1 for now, but they, of course, they do have a game in hand over some of the teams like Forze. They actually have 2 games in hand over the majority of the teams in the season, so there's still a chance for them to work their way up the order, but right now they sit in 7th out of the 9 teams, I believe. I'm not sure what other games are going on right now, but that could change. But from me today, that's all. Make sure you follow Singularity on Twitter. And if you fancy following me as well, I am at DanChanCSGO. Commiserations Singularity for this one. And I'll see you tomorrow with another game, I believe, which is against Saw? I'm pretty sure. No, it's against Fate tomorrow. Saw is going to be next week on Monday. But yeah, that's all for me. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.